if you want to pull far ahead of your peers in just 1 year. Remember this. Those who suffer are the ones who change. At the start of a new year, maybe you've already drawn up ambitious plans. Lose 20 pounds, read 50 books, climb 30 places in class rankings, or double your company's performance. But let's be honest, most of these goals will fade away after a brief burst of enthusiasm. Why? Because they're not born from real pain or genuine need, but from fleeting fantasies. We fail to achieve our goals not because we're lazy, not because we lack discipline or willpower. The real reason is that what we set out to do simply isn't essential. What is essential? It's something as vital as eating or sleeping. If you don't do it, you feel unbearable pain, and because the pain is so sharp, you act naturally, like eating when you're hungry, or sleeping when you're tired, without hesitation, without resistance. If something is optional, if life goes on almost unchanged whether you do it or not, then it will never ignite true motivation. At the root of human nature is one hardwired demand. We seek pleasure, we avoid pain, and very often, the drive to escape pain is far stronger than the lure of pleasure. The reason we procrastinate or lose momentum toward our goals is that we're not sensitive enough to the pains and pleasures of life. We're not rich, but we're not starving either. Life is okay, not great, not terrible. We're dissatisfied, but not desperate. We endure the monotony of each day, settling into a bland middle ground, not painful enough to change, not joyful enough to inspire. This is the state that drains the will most of all, when the heart longs to improve, but the body resists. That's why we set lofty goals, shout loud slogans, yet never actually accomplish anything. If you want to break free from this trap, you must first confront your current reality with brutal clarity. See the crisis, acknowledge the pain. The clearer the problem, the sharper the pain, the stronger the urgency to act. Motivation does not live in goals. It lives in pain, so stop setting hollow targets. Instead, change the unbearable conditions of your life. Early to bed, early to rise. Not for its own sake, but because you can't stand acne, hair loss, or foggy thinking. Losing weight and getting fit. Not to hit a number on the scale, but because you can't stand the shame of lowering your head before someone you like. Reading and writing, not for vanity, but because you can't bear the emptiness of being shallow, thoughtless, merely echoing the voices of others. Working hard for money, not out of greed, but because you can't bear the helplessness of failing to protect your aging parents. In short, learn to observe and even magnify your pain. Discover the need behind it. Face it head on. Solve it. That's when real change begins. Do not run. Do not fear. Pain is the most important clue to your purpose. It is the strongest fuel for transformation. A life without pain is destined to remain ordinary. Only when you feel dissatisfied, even disgusted, do you generate the power to act. Of course, pain is not a permanent source of drive, but in the flat, uneventful stretches of life, it is the best booster. Once you take the first step, you'll receive feedback from reality. You'll taste the small joys of progress and the satisfaction of achievement. Action always comes first, then exploration, growth, and eventually, the discovery of your true mission. So this year, don't set goals for their own sake. If you truly want change, write down the condition you find most unbearable. Describe the pain it brings you now, and the risks it may create in the future. Then craft a plan to address it. List the benefits, the meaning, the rewards. The clearer the pain, the stronger the drive. The more detailed the plan, the more unstoppable the action. When you fully understand the value of change, it becomes your necessity. Only then will you gain the strength and consistency to finally see something through. And that, truly, is the beginning of becoming stronger. The only peer you ever need to surpass is your past self. Every step forward is both an ending and a new beginning. This year, may you find the courage to love the world, to break free from pain, to shed the old cocoon, and shine brilliantly in the sunlight.